Great nations don't automatically last forever. Writing about Rome, historian Will Durant said, "A great civilization is not conquered from without until it has first destroyed itself from within." Think about that. Great civilizations that have collapsed or been conquered by a foreign adversary were first hollowed out from the inside. We Americans were the most spoiled people on earth. We have been given such a great heritage, and we've taken it for granted. The founding fathers of our country, men like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, men who are now considered to be evil racists according to the top scholars in America's most elite universities. These men set us on a course for success the world has never before seen. We survived the War of 1812, the Civil War, World War I and II, Korea, Vietnam, the Cold War. But now, today, we face the greatest danger we have ever faced. The militant left wing in our country has become the enemy within. There you say, "Oh, that's pretty dramatic." You're calling them the enemy within. Yes, I am, and here's why. Let's do a quick situation report. The militant left has now seized control of our economy, our culture, and our country. When you turn on the news at night, do you even recognize the country you see? Are you worried for your family? Are you worried for your freedoms? The woke left now controls the Democrat Party, the entire federal government, the news media, academia, big tech, Hollywood, most corporate boardrooms, and now even some of our top military leaders. They are working hard to redefine our country, silence their opponents, and that means each of you. They're destroying about just everything they touch, and they've got their hands on everything. Here's the thing about what they're trying to destroy: American patriotism, border security, American history, gender, traditional morality, capitalism, fiscal responsibility, opportunity, rugged individualism, Judeo-Christian values, free speech, law enforcement, religious liberty, parental involvement in schools, and even private ownership of firearms. The woke left wants all of that gone. They want to end the American experiment. They want to replace freedom with their control. The elites in the government are telling us what we can and cannot believe, what we can think, and what we can do. They want to completely control our lives. Woke government-run schools, woke government-run healthcare, woke government-run media, woke government-run everything. In their new socialist order, everyone will obey and no one will be allowed to complain. If you do speak up, boom, you're going to be canceled. Your views, if you don't conform with big tech, Fauci or Neil Young, you're going to be taken off Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. The militant left in America are the modern-day version of book burners. Canceling, silencing, and banning from the internet is book burning. These are the most narrow-minded, intolerant people our country has ever seen. They are completely ignorant of both world history and American history. Socialism leads to two things: poverty and oppression. Socialism is not a new idea. It's one of the dumbest, oldest, most discredited ideas of the 20th century that resulted in the deaths of 100 million people. Yet these Democrats, who have no idea how the real world works, are acting like they just invented socialism. The modern wacky left Democrat has never read George Orwell. They don't know they're making his predictions come true. Let's be clear. What the militant left is now proposing is not simply wrong, it is evil. It is evil, and the results are evil. Now, the Biden presidency, they brought us one new thing. They have successfully merged radical left-wing policies with complete gross incompetence. It's hurting people. It's hurting families. Rip-roaring inflation, empty shelves, babies in the United States of America without formula. You can't make that happen. You can't believe that. Dangerous invasion of our borders, drugs and criminals marching in every day, escalating debt and spending, the inept withdrawal from Afghanistan, left-wing indoctrination of our children in our public schools, and murder all across this country. Criminals are not being prosecuted, but police are being executed. So it makes you think, is this the beginning of the end of America? It could be, but only if we allow it. Now, here's the good news. The backlash is coming. The opposition is building. Americans in flyover country have had enough of this woke, elitist nonsense. Each of us want our freedom back. I believe it's time to rescue America. As the old saying goes, don't wait for the instructions from headquarters, just mount up and ride to the sound of the guns. It's time to take our country back. This fall, the American people are going to give a complete butt-kicking to the Democrats.